sometimes we forget that we're going to struggle. And sometimes we forget, sometimes I forget that even though I have all the tools in the book, that sometimes things will be hard. And my favorite image of the human condition and the spiritual journey is the spiral staircase. And it's imagining that we might be circling and climbing up this staircase of circling our core wound, our core story, our core place of struggle, maybe for the rest of our lives. That it's not about erasing it or healing it or making it go away, but it's meeting it with new perspective and new growth and new understanding every single time. And so there's nothing wrong with it when the trigger shows up. So you might keep meeting this trigger, and one of my triggers is feeling overwhelmed and also like feeling guilty or wrong. And recently, the big source of my anxiety, the past 3 weeks of being home on this adventure, has been like needing to say no to people and like saying no to social events or phone calls or hangouts. And it's a beautiful problem to have. It's that I want to see people and people want to hang out with me. I have friends. Like, how amazing is that? But I know myself so well that I know if I see too many people in a day that I'll get very drained. And my number one priority right now is my mental health, my sanity, my chi, and my energy, just my energy field. And if I was an extrovert at heart, it would be a lot easier for me to do that. But just seeing one person a day, like, it takes a lot of energy for me. And so I've had to say no to people, and I noticed myself feeling guilty about it. And so the growth for me is celebrating that in the past, I would have hung out and I would have gone on with those plans, even though I knew they weren't right for me, as a way of saying yes when I mean no, as a way of people pleasing and kind of lying myself through life. And now I am saying no, but I'm dealing with kind of the repercussions of that, of being a recovering codependent and just like feeling guilty. But I have compassion and space for that guilt. And I trust that it's not going to last forever. And even that will change. But if it doesn't, it's okay, because the one thing I can take responsibility for is how I meet the guilt. It's how I meet my humanity. And if I just open my heart to it and I say, okay, that's here again, instead of like, oh, it's here again. God, I'm such an idiot. God, why am I so guilty? Like, what? Like, you see the difference? One is just allowing my humanity, my human condition to exist. And the other is beating myself up, which makes it so much worse. It's like putting a fire out with a blowtorch. So I don't know if this message lands for you, but I've had to learn this over the years. And when I say I'm a recovering codependent, it's that I, for the longest time, like focused all my attention and energy on out there, how other people were doing, other people's feelings, other people's safety, comfort, instead of my own. And I would really sacrifice sometimes my own safety in order to take care of others. And so what I'm doing now is just returning to my lane, putting myself and my self-care first. And sometimes that looks like totally isolating, when for me it's not isolating. It's just energizing myself and finding some social boundaries and returning my chi back to its normal state. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I hope this made a difference for you. And if it did strike a chord, please comment below. All right.